Hi, thanks for tuning in today. We're going to be talking about escrow, and I have a guest host here, Marissa Tour, who's from Heritage Escrow, and she's going to be helping us understand what this whole process is all about. For people that are trying to sell their homes on their own, this can sometimes be a real area of confusion and mystery here, like there's something really strange going on in the background, like only agents can handle this. You know, they disappear with their cape and magic and somehow escrow opens, okay? Well, it's really not that complicated, and Marissa's going to help dispel a couple of myths and actually kind of show you how really simple it is. So for starters, Marissa, please tell us, what is escrow in a simple form?
Like Mike is saying, a lot of people see escrow as a scary, big process.
Right.
While it can at times be stressful, it's put into simple terms, escrow is basically the process of the neutral third party. Escrow is the neutral third party that holds all of the documents and all of the funds during a real estate transaction. So the escrow officer is the one that guides everyone through the process. You know, the title, the lenders, etc. So we're going to guide everyone through the process until the closing. Once the closing happens, that's when the seller gets their funds and then the buyer gets their deed and the keys to the house. Okay,
cool. So escrow guides the whole process, but they do not offer advice or give you any suggestions on what to do.
If you want, such as a visual, escrow would be like the hub of a wheel, and we kind of tie everyone in together. So we just help guide the process for a smooth and timely transaction.
Okay, sweet, excellent. All right, so that's good to know. All right, hopefully that answers some of your thoughts already just to start. But now, sometimes people will mean, okay, what does it mean to open escrow? If you're selling your house, is there anything you as a seller, do you have to do anything to open escrow? And the answer is?
So escrow does not officially open until we get that deposit from the buyer. So we do not have contact with the seller until that happens. Once that happens, then we officially open escrow. We have both the buyers and the sellers opening packages, which we want them to go over and sign and complete and return to escrow as soon as possible. And this you can go over with your escrow officer, typically in their office. They can walk you through the process, help you understand what you're filling out, you know, all those forms. Or if this isn't your first rodeo, then you can go ahead and complete that on your own and then send it back into escrow.
Okay, excellent. So if somebody had questions, though, once escrow is open, they would be able to contact the escrow officer that would be in charge of that process.
Absolutely. The escrow officer is really good, should be very good about, you know, walking you through the process, holding your hand if needed, and explaining and educating you along the way.
Okay, excellent. Well, that's good to know, especially, again, a lot of people just freak out at the escrow part. Okay, you market it, you do this, you got your house ready, you got a buyer now, and you're like, oh, now what? Well, the good news is not a whole lot you have to worry about as the seller. Okay, first of all, at our company, doityourselfhomesellers.com, homesellerskit.com, sorry, is we're here to help you go through all that, and we'll offer all the services you need to make sure this transaction goes over smoothly and you don't have to worry about a thing. All right, so that's good to know. Now, once escrow does open, there's probably going to be some things that the seller and the buyer both have to do. What would be that next little step?
Well, first, like I said, it will be the opening packages. So for the buyer, that will include, it'll start with escrow instructions. It will also have the statement of information. We will also include the insurance request, the prelim change of ownership. There possibly may be a prelim title report, and the vesting request for how you'd like to hold title. It will be similar as well for the seller side. We'll have the escrow instructions, statement of information, some tax forms, FERPTA information if this may be an income property, the loan payoff, grant deeds, and yeah, that should be about it.
Okay, there's quite a few things in there.
Yeah.
And even though it sounds like it's overwhelming, it's probably not going to be that overwhelming, so don't sweat it. And by the way, in our handbook, the Do-It-Yourself Home Sellers Handbook, a lot of these details are already covered, okay? We just wanted to create a situation here where you can kind of hear verbally how it's spelled out, how it breaks down, and things like that. So once those forms are taken care of and they're filled out properly, then in a nutshell, once the lender, you know, because escrow and the lender, by the way, the buyer's lender is really, we're going to be working with escrow to do 90% of all the stuff that needs to be done. The seller really, again, other than a couple things in the beginning itself.
And besides some termite inspections and possibly repairs, the seller really does not have to do very much until it comes, you know, a few days until the close of escrow.
But what about HOA docs? That's a big deal.
That is a big one. I'm glad you brought that up. Definitely at the beginning of escrow, you definitely want to let your escrow officer know what HOAs you're a part of. So that they can make sure to get those transfer docs to the buyer.
Okay. And the seller is probably going to have to pay for that, by the way, okay? Because it's your HOA. Assuming you have HOAs in your, you know, complex. If you don't, then you don't have to worry about this, okay? Save some money. But otherwise, they will have to be paid for. And if you're thinking, well, I already have a copy, Doesn't matter. If it's 2 years old or 6 months old, you need to have brand new ones because they update them all the time.
Correct.
And they never tell the seller, the homeowner, hey, we updated the HOA docs. And there's going to be, and the buyer has the right to review that during the escrow process, because if they find something they don't like,
Correct.
it could be a deal killer. So you want to get that to escrow as quickly as possible.
Correct.
Maybe even while your house is being listed, just order it now. You know what I mean? Instead of wasting time. Okay, excellent.